Have you ever found yourself consumed by worry, your thoughts racing about things you can't control? Have you wondered why some people seem so calm, even when faced with uncertainty? This Zen story might offer you the answer, a lesson wrapped in simplicity, but powerful enough to free your mind. Once upon a time, in a small village nestled between serene mountains and flowing rivers, there lived a young man named Taro. Like many, Taro was constantly troubled by the world around him. He worried about everything: his future, his family, his health, even things as trivial as the weather. Every morning, he woke up with a knot in his chest, as if the weight of the world had settled on his shoulders. He worked as a potter, crafting bowls, plates, and vases with intricate designs. But even in his work, his hands often trembled, distracted by endless fears. What if no one buys my pottery? What if I fall ill? What if my work isn't good enough? His mind never rested, always leaping from one fear to the next like a restless bird trapped in a cage. One day, Taro's worries became unbearable. He realized he couldn't keep living this way, weighed down by thoughts that robbed him of peace. The villagers often spoke of a wise old monk named Master Haku, who lived in a nearby Zen temple. It was said that Master Haku possessed an inner calm like no one else, that his mind was as clear and still as the tranquil lake by the temple. Taro decided that he had to seek the monk's guidance. Taro gathered a small offering, some of his finest pottery, and set off toward the temple. His mind raced as usual, filled with doubts about the journey itself. What if the monk cannot help me? What if I'm beyond saving? But he forced himself to continue, walking along the dirt path that led him away from the village and deeper into the mountains. After a long walk, Taro finally arrived at the temple. It was a simple, unadorned structure surrounded by tall bamboo trees swaying gently in the wind. The air here felt different, lighter, more peaceful. Birds sang softly, and the sound of a distant stream blended with the wind in a soothing melody. For the first time in days, Taro felt a small spark of hope. He entered the temple courtyard and found Master Haku sitting cross-legged on a mat under a large cherry blossom tree, his eyes closed in meditation. The monk was old, his face etched with deep lines, but there was a glow about him, an aura of serenity that Taro had never seen before. "Master Haku," Taro said, bowing deeply, "I have come seeking your wisdom. I am consumed by worry, my mind never at peace. I do not know how to free myself from these endless thoughts." Master Haku slowly opened his eyes and looked at Taro with a gentle smile. "Come, sit with me," he said, motioning to the mat beside him. Taro sat down, but even in the presence of the calm monk, his mind remained restless. "Master, how can I stop worrying? How do I find peace when life is so uncertain?" The monk didn't respond immediately. Instead, he took a deep breath, gazing at the cherry blossoms above them. After a long pause, he asked, "Taro, do you see that tree?" Taro nodded, puzzled by the simplicity of the question. "The blossoms bloom so beautifully in spring," the monk said. "But soon they will fall, and the branches will be bare. Does the tree worry about when the blossoms will fall?" Taro blinked, unsure how to answer. "I don't think so, Master. A tree doesn't worry." "Exactly," Master Haku replied. "It does not. The tree simply lives, accepting the natural flow of life, blooming when it is time to bloom, shedding its blossoms when the time comes. It does not cling to the blossoms, nor does it fear their loss. It is present in each moment, not worrying about what comes next." Taro frowned. "But Master, I am not a tree. I am a man with responsibilities, with uncertainties. How can I not worry about the future, about what might go wrong?" Master Haku gave a soft chuckle. "Let me tell you a story, Taro. Once a man came to me just like you, filled with worries. I gave him a task. I handed him a teacup and asked him to carry it to the stream without spilling a single drop." Taro leaned forward, intrigued. "What happened?" "He made it halfway to the stream, but the moment he began to worry about spilling the tea, his hand shook and the tea spilled. So I gave him a new cup and I told him to try again. This time I said, focus only on the act of carrying the cup and let go of everything else. He made it to the stream without spilling a drop." Taro's eyes widened. "So you're saying that by focusing only on the present, I can stop worrying?" Master Haku nodded. "Worry is the mind trying to live in the future, but the future does not exist yet. just as the past no longer does. The only moment that is real is this one, here and now. When you focus fully on the present, your worries fall away like the petals from the cherry blossoms. Taro sat in silence, absorbing the monk's words. He looked up at the blossoms again, noticing how each petal gently drifted down without a sound, without resistance. "But Master," Taro asked quietly, "how do I begin? How do I stop my mind from racing toward the future?" Master Haku smiled again. "It is simple but not easy. Each time your mind begins to worry, bring it back to the present. Focus on your breath, the feel of the ground beneath your feet, the task at hand. Worry will still come, but like clouds in the sky, it will pass. You are not the worry, just as the sky is not the cloud." Taro felt a sense of calm washing over him, the knot in his chest loosening for the first time in what felt like years. He bowed deeply to the monk, gratitude filling his heart. "Thank you, Master. I understand now." As Taro left the temple, walking back toward the village, he noticed the way his feet touched the earth, the sound of the wind through the trees, the warmth of the sun on his skin. His worries were still there, but they no longer weighed him down. He was free. And so, Taro learned that the key to a peaceful mind is not the absence of worry, but the ability to live fully in the present moment. Perhaps you too can learn to let go of your worries, one breath at a time.